Rossoneri fans, welcome back to this new edition of our AC Milan Talk. Today we're going to be discussing everything about the black and red world. Of course, I'm not alone here. Sheridan Bird here to discuss it with me. Hi, Sheridan.
Hi, Juicy. I'm really looking forward to today. There's so much good stuff to talk about.
It's just the two of us, but we're going to go through everything, the past challenges, the future ones, the women, the under-19, and also some off-the-pitch activities. We're ready, so let's begin. We obviously start this edition by taking a step back to what was the game against Napoli at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, 4-0 for our men. So let's discuss it a little bit.
Incredible. I don't think anyone would have predicted such a scoreline. It was everything that Milan tried, everything Milan touched, turned to gold. It was a dream performance and left a lot of people in shock. And will it have an effect on the future? We'll discuss that shortly. But it was just a standout result. Incredible. To win 4-0 against the runaway leaders at their own stadium, Juicy. It was unprecedented, really.
These are the results of the last day of the Serie A League and also the table. We're currently in third position. Well, obviously, the next Champions League fight is at its best right now, and we got the chance to go third. We had got the chance to go over Inter and, well...
A valuable 3 points in many senses. Valuable for the mental edge it might give Milan over Napoli in the Champions League. Valuable for the table, as you said, to get in the Champions League top four is very important. It's where this club needs to be, wants to be. Here are the images, Juicy, and Rafael exploding into life.
Well, he's back. He's officially back.
He's officially back. He enjoyed that goal as well. He enjoyed that one. Yeah. And it was a really clever finish. And Mr. Pioli was just saying to the team, let's not relax. Let's really go for it. And then Brahim Diaz, what a match he had. He was wonderful, you know, like Milan number 10s of the past. You know, he evoked memories of other great players who have worn that shirt, Juicy. And his layout, look at this finish. This is a missile. This is straight into the net, beyond Meret's head. If the goalkeeper had got in the way, it would have sent him flying. More exciting, extravagant celebrations.
Well, take a look at this.
I know. Is that Lionel Messi or is it Alexis Salimakers?
Right. Great
Dancing.
plays. First half of Brahim Diaz was just incredible. Salimakers played incredibly well. Leao, we're not even going to talk about him. He's on fire.
He is.
And also, tell me this. What is the thing that you liked the most about the game?
Well, there's so many things to enjoy. The fact that the team won, but the fact that the goals were all spectacular, wonderful goals, demonstrating the different talent and skills of the players involved. Salamakas scoring that goal, as I said, like Lionel Messi in the World Cup. It was just incredible. Everything Milan touched turned to gold. It was the Midas touch. Let's hope it continues. But it was just a really good performance. Napoli, as a team, they give you space because they play front foot attacking football. So that gives you a chance. And they left spaces, and Milan said, thank you for those spaces. And particularly that man there, he was so happy. He was on cloud 9, wasn't he, Rafael? And Napoli, Milan exploited the opportunities that Napoli gave them to maximum devastating effect.
There was just the first meeting out of 3 because we're going to be meeting them also on April 12th and April 18th for the Champions League quarterfinals. And how is that going to be different, Sheridan?
Well, obviously, it'll be a different flavour, a different feel. The referee will be international. He won't be an Italian official. But it must have some effect. It doesn't change... You wouldn't say it changes a lot, but at the back of the Napoli players and fans' mind will be that victory. Different match, different competition, we know that, different day, different vibe. The Champions League music will be playing. But, you know, it must have some effect. 4-0 for this Napoli team that are flying. 4-0 at home is a serious defeat.
Why were they just unable to react, though?
It happens.
It's like they didn't even try it.
Well, I wouldn't. I don't know if that's the case. I'm sure they would have been trying in front of their fans, but there are some days when nothing goes right. There are some, not just in sport, in life. There are some days where you try everything, you try and find solutions, it just doesn't happen. And that was bad luck for Napoli, but it was great luck for Milan.
Also, we have to say that Pioli changed the tactical formation right before the game against Napoli. Maybe that's what got them, caught them under.
It's possible. He might have caught Mr. Spalletti, the Napoli manager, by surprise. And also, I think it was a big match, and Rafa Leao really responded to the call of an important match. And he's had a relatively tough time in the last few months, and he's had, from outside the club, a few critics. Everyone in the club believes in that young man there, but he showed his quality against Italy's top team, if you, statistically speaking, look at the table.
And he's back to his position, actually, so maybe that's also something that might have helped.
Yeah, it all came together, and if this is a sign of what is to come as the season comes to a conclusion, if Rafa Leao is springing back into life and the team are back and are ready to give energy or show complete energy and give really good performances as the season comes to a close, it's a great sign. Let's hope that's the case.
All right, we're now going to listen to the words of another main character of the game against Napoli, Alexis Salamakers.
Penso che siamo entrati in questa partita molto bene, con la mentalità giusta e poi oggi era importante per noi di prendere questa fiducia prima di questa sfida che arriva contro questa squadra in Champions. Penso che oggi non c'era un giocatore che non voleva questa vittoria e si è sentito sul campo. E sono molto orgoglioso di questo gruppo e spero che possiamo andare davanti così. Ricevo la palla di Calabria, vedo che c'è Oli con me, però che c'è anche spazio per andare da solo. Sono andato e è andato bene, quindi sono contento.
So these were the words of Alexis Salamakers after having a huge impact on what was the game. So now we're going to get ready for the next game, the one there. It's going to be played tomorrow in San Siro, the one against Empoli. What do you think of that?
Empoli, at the time of recording, are in 14th place in the table, and they're a team that they're doing well. They're doing perhaps better than many would have expected. So they're a team that won't be easy. It won't be a simple fixture for Milan, and it's a good test. They're one of those sides, Empoli, that they play football in a pleasing way, pleasing on the eye. They're organised, and their reward is the fact that relegation for them probably isn't going to happen. They probably won't be involved in a relegation fight, so they're fairly comfortable. So they're a team that will cause different kinds of problems to Mr. Pioli and his side tactically, but Milan have got the quality to repeat this scoreline, which was 3-1 earlier on in the season under the rain. So the match against Napoli will have given Milan real confidence that they're back to their swashbuckling championship form of last season. But Empoli have to be respected. They're no mugs.
That's right. Also, after 4 knockouts, Empoli are back to their victory against Lecce, and they're definitely not to be underestimated. As you said, they're no mugs. What is there to fear the most about them?
It's another one of these sides, I think, where the star really is the team. They don't have any mega individuals who could cause real damage, but they play as a team and they play organised, very compact football. So if any of the Milan players are perhaps still with their heads in the clouds, remembering the victory against Napoli, or are already thinking forward to the 12th of April, that would be a mistake, and Empoli will be a good way for Milan to keep their feet on the ground and focus.
See, this is an interesting graphic, actually, because, there are interesting matches upcoming, not only for us, but, the fight right now for the Champions League of next year is really on fire right now. So Lazio-Juventus will be a really important game. Also, Inter is going to be meeting Salernitana, which is really not to be underestimated. Now they changed their coach recently, and so it's definitely going to be a day that could change some things in the table.
Yeah, there are some standout fixtures. You mentioned Lazio-Juventus, and that'll be a fascinating match. Mr. Sarri going back to his old side, Juventus. Inter are struggling, so they will have to try and show some good form against Salernitana. So the race to finish in the top four is not over. And it will be lively, and that's why Milan have to keep their foot on the accelerator.
That's right. Now we're going to listen to the words of our coach Stefano Pioli right before the game.
These will be 2 crucial months for our season because we don't have a definitive verdict on what's going to be in the season. We've still got 10 matches remaining in Serie A. There are several games to go in the Champions League. Of course, we produced an excellent win in Naples. But this victory would only become important if we're constantly at those performance levels with that same determination, attention. Empoli have been playing a certain brand of football for a number of years now. They're one of the teams that play with a diamond midfield. They have a very consolidated shape. They're quick, technical side. They take up positions well. We need to show a great deal of respect. They'll make us run a great deal. We need to run well tomorrow night. That will be hugely important. He's a very young guy. The most important thing is that he's happy, that he's fit and firing, and that he's playing with a smile on his face, because that's the sort of player that Rafa is. He mustn't be anxious. He mustn't be concerned. Just like the team, he went through a slightly tougher time. He was a bit more shackled, and we had some hang-ups, and that's why we didn't necessarily perform as well as we could have done. Radek Krunic is someone who gets the best about the players around him because he's a very intelligent player. He covers the pitch very well, both in and out of possession. But I'm not overly bothered as to whether he's praised or highlighted. I know how important he is for this team. He knows it. His teammates know that as well. So I'm very happy for his performances. And he's very hard-working, and I can really trust him. That's hugely important for a head coach. My staff and I, plus the players, try and prepare every single game. And maybe that's something I did in the past. And I try and really get the previous game out of my mind as quickly as possible, because every game is different, every opponent is different. And even though we have our own footballing principles, of course, they can change from one game to another. So we have prepared certain positions for tomorrow that we hope can give us an edge. If we really want to make the most of Sunday's win last week, we need to follow it up. If we win tomorrow, the Napoli win will be important. Otherwise, it won't count for anything. Thanks very much, everyone.
Now we've discussed everything about the first team. We're now going to jump into some off-the-pitch activities. We are here with a very special guest, the General Secretary of Fondazione Milan, Rocco Giorgiani. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
So we're here to discuss a very beautiful initiative of Fondazione Milan took place in the last days in New York. You were there, also our President Paolo Scaroni, so tell us more about it.
It was a special event also because this year for us is a special year for our 20th anniversary, and it was a special gift for Fondazione Milan to have the possibility to speak about our mission, our values, our project at the United Nations inside a special event with a lot of students that arrived from more than 100 countries around the world. And we take these opportunities also to meet our special supporters in New York with the chairman that arrived with us in the big city. And so for us it was important to spread our project, our possibility to invest in the activities with the young people.
All right, great initiative called Sports for Change. Tell us more about it.
Sport for Change was our flagship program from the start of the Fondazione Milan. But in the last years, as you can see in these images, we arrived also in New York with Success Academy. That is our partner, local partner. We started with them in last years with our project from Milan to the world, and this is the opportunities to arrive with our colors in United States, of course, but in particular with a social project with the young people, with kids, girls in particular, because you arrived also with a project that give the girls the possibility to play soccer. And the United States is very, very important because the girls are more than the boys that play soccer.
And of course, also our president Paolo Scaroni spoke up in front of almost 5,000 people. So what went on exactly?
Yes, it was a particular event because for us was the first time, of course, at the United Nations with a special public, with a lot of speakers so important from Italian, but not only, international speakers, and in a very, very important contest, of course, because is a special place. In particular, I think this year for the international situation, not so quite.
Of course. Now we're going to listen to the words of Paolo Scaroni at the event. So let's listen to his words.
My question to the President Scaroni is why a big sport reality as Milan Association Club, a big sport and economic reality, felt the necessity needed to found this foundation? What are the goals of this foundation?
Well, football is the most popular sport in the world. There are 4 billion people who are fans of football, of soccer. So we have a phenomenal platform to reach half of the population of the world with our ideas. Now, of course, the ideas come from AC Milan, the football club, which is always ideas of sport, of teamwork, of sacrifice, of competition, and all these are positive messages. But we can also use the same platform to give other messages, how to help the people who need help all over the world, how we can help young children to live a better life. And for this reason, Fondazione Milan has been developing in the last 20 years more than 200 projects all over the world. Just to give you an idea, while we speak, we are developing projects, of course, in Milan, because Milan is our home, but also we are in Calcutta, we are in Nairobi, we are in Rio de Janeiro, we are also in the Ukraine, developing projects as Fondazione Milan, which are always around sport, but which have objectives which go much beyond the sport activity.
Paolo, you explained me some minutes before to begin that the important for you is not just money, but engagement of people in your activity.
No. Yes, no, what I'm saying that when you decide I want to build a football pitch in Calcutta for students in a poor school, in a poor area of Calcutta, money is a little thing. To build a football pitch is not very expensive. What we can give more than money, we give money of course, but we can give an organization. We send over trainers, which are extremely important. We organize the competition. We explain how to play football. And this is something that only a big football club as AC Milan can provide.
So these were the words of our president. Sheridan, do you have a question for our guest?
Yeah, I'd like to know how you feel football can help society and benefit those people in need.
I think that, as our chairman said, the real potential of soccer and the sports in general is very huge, because also more than we can imagine. Because I saw the people, the young people, when we are with them on the pitch, that our special mission is to give them the possibility to develop their talents. And sports, soccer in particular, of course, for us, but in general, is a special tools in this. And he has also a specific role to in the underprivileged contest for the young people, because when you don't have anything to develop your potential, sport can give you a possibilities for your life.
Also, we got the chance to celebrate 20 years of Fondazione Milan, so is there anything planned for the future already that you have in mind?
Yes, we are working every time for the future, in this moment for next year, for next season. But we are a special commitment for Milan, with Milan, because Milan is our home, is the community where we are involved. But of course, with another eyes with the abroad countries, and we are working for a national project in this moment, and we have the possibility, I think, in the coming weeks to announce, and for the next season and the coming years, for sure we will be involved and we will be committed with our community.
Thank you very much, Rocco Giorgiani, again, General Secretary of Fondazione Milan. Now, we switch to another topic. We're going to jump into the world of our AC Milan women. A bad result for our women after the 3-1 result against AS Roma. What went wrong, Sheridan?
Well, obviously the result was a negative one, but I think the mitigating circumstances are that this season, AS Roma, they're football monsters. They're doing so well.
Right.
They're undefeated in the table. You don't want to lose matches, obviously, but it's really tough against this Roma side. They really are an impressive unit, and Milan gave everything, as they do in every match, but just couldn't quite get the result. Look at the table there, Giusy. Roma with 54 points. They're not running away with it yet, but they are really the standout performers, and it just didn't happen for Milan.
All right, also we have to point out that next week and the one after that, AC Milan won't be playing the international break, and also AC Milan got to rest. It's their time to rest. And the next game, actually, for our women will be the derby, always a special one.
Always special, as you say. Lots of the Rossonere stars have gone away to play with their national sides, which will be nice for them to get back and see some of their international side colleagues. And then the Milan team will sit out the next round, and then it's time to prepare for the derby against Inter, which is a chance to maybe try and get some sporting revenge, because the most recent derby didn't go too well. But it's time to have a breather, time to regroup and try and be in great form for the next match.
Now, we've discussed everything also about our women. Let's jump into the world of our under-19. It's a nice time for our under-19. Let's discuss their situation right now.
Absolutely. The performance at the weekend was an effective performance, but the goal that won the match, which we'll see soon, was a work of art. Udinese are struggling this season, but they were making life tough for Milan in the game. It was by no means easy, but the boys showed belief, kept working hard, and it was just a piece of genius from an inspired Eli Lally that took the 3 points or kept the 3 points at the Puma House of Football, and now the team are also on the horizon is the UEFA Youth League Final Four on the 21st of April. So they'll be thinking about that. But look at this goal. Eli Lally just picks the ball up and just blasts it. No goalkeeper could get that. He'd had a frustrating match as well. Not much had gone right for the Milan number 10 building up to that goal, but he took his chance and he ended the match. He won all 3 points for the young Rossoneri with a wonderful goal. Another Milan number 10 after Ibrahim Diaz in the senior team. That was wonderful from Eli Lally.
Also, we have to say that in the youth league, our boys were crushing it, but now they got the confidence from the league too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's for some of the players, it's a chance to say that, look, I want to be in the starting lineup in the youth league, and it's a chance for them to, show what they can do. So Mr. Abate will be watching everyone very closely, and it's a chance for them to really put themselves on his agenda, as it were, to make an impression on the boss.
All right, now the next appointment for our guys will be the game against Roma, and it's a chance also to get their heads back up after what went on in the last game against AS Roma, 4-1 result.
Yeah, it's one of those matches where we're getting towards the UEFA Youth League. So if any of the players are thinking about that or have already got their minds on that, Mr. Abate and his staff need to say, look, let's focus on domestic matters. Let's focus on what's ahead of us now. There's no time to start dreaming of what's coming up in a few weeks. And it'll be really important and good for confidence to get a great result against the young Giallorossi.
Thank you very much, Sheridan Bird, for being with me also this week.
My pleasure. It's always great to be here, Giusy.
We will be meeting here next week after the huge game, the first leg of the quarterfinals of Champions League against Napoli. Ciao.